So this is going to be Hannah's 1 month update. I meant to make this last week and just didn't have the time. Hannah can be some days quite fussy, and other days she's like good as gold. So just like I was with Ella, I'm a little nervous about her going to daycare and how she will act at daycare. So anyways, she will be going to daycare the week of August the 13th. That's when I go back to work. So I'm trying right now to get like everything ready for her to go back, or for her to go. I act like she's been there before, but she's never been there before, of course. So anyways, we went to her doctor's appointment last Tuesday. She was 8 pounds exactly, and she was 5 pounds 9 ounces at birth. So she's gained over 32 ounces in a month, and they were asking us what we were feeding her. I'm like, just breast milk. But she eats like every 2 hours and sometimes every hour and a half. It just really depends. She still does not really have a routine, so she doesn't like, sometimes it seems like she has her days and nights mixed up. So some days she sleeps more than she eats, and then she's up at night like every 2 hours. But then again, some days she is up all day long, eating like every hour and a half to 2 hours, and then she's up only every 3 to 4 hours at night. And sometimes she'll sleep. Like, this only happened one time, and that was on Saturday night of this past week. She was up from like 9 o'clock till 12, but then she slept like 6 hours. So I was really happy about that. I don't know, I think I'd rather take that than, because I'm a nighttime person anyway. It's like I like to stay up late till like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and then I like to sleep in. But she slept from like midnight to 6 and then got up, and then she like ate again, and she slept till like 9. So if she was to be on that schedule, I would love that. But the only thing is, when I go back to work, I can't stay up till midnight because I have to be at work at like 5 a.m. or 5:30. So that wouldn't be like the best schedule for her when I go back to work. So anyways, she's doing like really well. Like, the doctor was impressed with like her head control and how strong she was. As far as like how strong she is, like one day I had her on this little mat, which is right here, but you can't see it. I had her on this little mat, and she scooted herself off the mat onto the floor, which I thought was like amazing for a only 1 month old. So she's a lot different than what Ella was, as far as like eating, strength, all that kind of stuff. Like, she's just a whole totally different baby. So anyways, as far as breastfeeding goes, she does really well with breastfeeding. She latches really well. She's definitely not like Ella in that aspect either. So, and then she does have reflux, and I think she has a little bit of colic too. I think like they kind of play a part in both, because some nights she's extremely gassy, spit uppy. The doctor recommended that we get some Mylanta, so I got some Mylanta last night, which has simethicone, which is the gas drops that you get for babies, and plus it has excuse me, 2 antacids in it, so it kind of does 2 things at once, I guess, you know, instead of giving her this and that and the other. She is on Zantac, which we give her 3 times a day, and it's only like a small dose. It's 0.3, but she was on 0.2. Went back to the doctor, and they found she was a little bit more heavier, so they bumped her to 0.3. I don't see like a whole lot of changes. It kind of helps, but it kind of doesn't. I really think she needs something stronger, like Prilosec or Prevacid or something like that, because she's just, after every meal, she's spitting up, and she gets the hiccups. She has these like gurgly like burps, and when she spits up, it comes out of her nose, it comes out of her mouth. It's just a mess, which I'm not used to a spit up baby, because with Ella, she never spat up. She spat up like twice, and that was it. With Hannah, it's like every single time she's spitting up. So that's been new for me. She also, like, with Ella, I guess she was just a clean little baby. she knew when her diaper was off and she didn't pee. Well, Hannah, she pees like every time her diaper comes off, she pees. So I have to like watch for the stream. It's like a little boy because it goes up and then it goes like on the bed, onto the floor, and it's just a mess. So she's more of a messy baby than what Ella was. So anyways, but as far as her acid reflux goes, we are trying to, they say it disappears within 3 months, so we're just trying to survive the next 2 months with the spit uppy, colicky kind of thing. So, but yeah, she gets really bad gas at night, and it's usually around 7 o'clock, and this is when it happened with Ella too. It's around 7 o'clock and would last 3 or 4 hours sometimes even till 3 a.m. But with Hannah, it lasts like maybe 2-3 hours, and then like it subsides. But she likes to walk, she likes to bounce, and it can get very, very exhausting, like walking up and down the halls when you're tired to begin with from the day. So I try not to do a whole lot of things during the day, like clean the whole house up in one day. I don't try to do that. I just take it like one day at a time and do a couple things one day and a couple things the next day and then a couple things the next day. So because she can be very, very demanding, which a newborn can be, She doesn't like sitting in anything right now, which Ella was the same way until she was about 2 months old or so. She wouldn't sit in a swing. She wouldn't sit in a bouncer. She wouldn't sit anywhere except for the stroller. She'd sit in the stroller if it was moving. If it wasn't moving, she didn't want to sit in it. With daycare, like she'll probably get used to sitting in a bouncer or a swing or something like that, because they do take naps in their cribs, but they also, like when they're feeding them and stuff, they can't hold like every single baby all at the same time. So when one is done with feeding, they put them down in the bouncer, and then they get the next baby and they feed them in their arms and they put them down. So they can't have all these babies like on their laps. So they have them sitting in swings or bouncers or whatever. They do have like tummy time and stuff with them. They have like one area that's like they like fence off, like they have like a gate there. They gated off for like the older babies that can walk and crawl and stuff, so they don't trample over the other babies that are just kind of laying there on the floor. They have like little mirrors and pull-up bars and stuff over there for them, and so they do tummy time with them and that kind of stuff. I really like the daycare that we go to because it's a nice daycare where like there's a teacher and there's an assistant, and so I know that they're getting the attention that they need. So and they have 2 infant rooms because they can only have so many infants in one room to so many people, and I think it's like 2 or 3 maybe to every one person. I'm really not sure. It increases the amount of children as they get older because they don't need as much. But anyway, so she'll be in there for the first year of her life. So she'll be 8 weeks old when she starts daycare, and I still have to get some things together for daycare. Like she needs a blanket. I'll have to have like tape to mark her bottles and nipples and stuff like that each day, so that they don't get mixed up with other people's bottles and nipples. Diapers, of course, and wipes. We have like a huge box, but I don't like sending huge boxes of diapers to daycare because I don't want other people using my child's diapers, obviously. What else about Hannah? So she starts daycare. I talked about her weight, and she's 21.5 inches long, so she was 18.25 inches at birth, so she's pretty much gained 3 inches in a month, which is really good. So I questioned myself whether I really did have intrauterine growth restriction. Maybe I did because she wasn't growing at a very fast rate like she is now outside of me. So it would have been nice to carry her to 40 or even 41, 42 weeks, but she needed to come out. So anyways, when she came into the hospital, she was 5'6", and then she bumped back up to 5'11". I think we went to a lactation appointment like a couple days later. So she is definitely gaining lots of weight, growing and whatnot. So I really think that's it about for her. About all kinds of stuff. So if you guys have any questions for me, let me know. I think that's really about it on her. She has more wakeful periods now, where she'll be up and could be either at night, it could be during the day. You know, sometimes she has her days and nights mixed up. Like right now, I think she does have her days and nights mixed up because right now she's just like sleeping, and has not woken up to eat yet. And she hasn't eaten in about 2-3 hours now, so it's really time for her to get up, but she's like still sleeping. But I'm definitely not waking her up because I did that the other night, and I will never do that again. She was up for 5 hours after I woke her up, and I just won't do it again because I didn't want her like sleeping. She had thought like she was still asleep at like 7:30, so I was like, I want to wake her up and get her to eat. And like I basically do like on demand for her. Like she gets up and I feed her whenever she wants. I don't do like, oh, it's been 3 hours and now we're gonna get up and eat. Like I don't do that. So I did that and it was just a disaster. So on demand works better for her, definitely. All right, so that's it on her. Thanks for watching. So Miss Hannah in her bathtub for the first time. Yeah, she's such a strong baby. Yeah, she is. Lifts her little head up, looks around. Yeah. Oh, I want your little head to go bobbing off. Look at you, you're so cute. Yeah, see, I'm a cute girl. Yeah. Hannah in her swing. She is 3 weeks old. She loves her swing most of the time. She's wrapped up in her swaddle blanket. I had to pull one of the little things off because it was wrapping up against her nose. Yeah. She likes to make her little squeaky sometimes when she sleeps. And that is her. Here's Hannah in her little dress. It's a size 0 to 3 dress. Just little socks. Big sister Ella couldn't wear 0 to 3 stuff until she was 3 months old. So Hannah is definitely a little bit bigger. And her chunky little legs. See them little rows right there, the rows. See the rows here. They're not very chunky, but see, I'm getting there. Yeah. Hannah's about 7 pounds now. Yeah. Hannah was pretty fascinated by this mobile here, but she's not anymore. Lasted maybe a second. The swing goes really fast right now because Hannah's so little. Her little weight does not weigh it down, so it goes pretty fast.